You may be seated. Good evening and welcome to this year's Academic Scholar Night. My name is Jocelyn Reisner and I'm the president of the National Honor Society. The reason most of us are here tonight is to celebrate the academic achievements of the Geneseo High School students. But it is also to celebrate you, the family, teachers, coaches, and others who have helped impact and get us to where we are today. Without all of you, an event like this would not be possible. The time and energy invested into us, it is what is really being celebrated tonight. I would also like to thank Mrs. Bertelson and Mrs. Litton, the sponsors of NHS and NTHS respectively, who organized this event. Lastly, I would like to thank my fellow students who have worked tirelessly to get where they are now. Geneseo High School is a highly respected school because of students like you. Once again, thank you for being here and celebrating with us tonight. At this time, I would like to introduce London Folks to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Mackey and Ms. Vanderlees.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor this evening to recognize the 2023 Distinguished Alumni inductees. We would like to begin tonight with Mrs. Margaret Grisiak. It's not surprising the path for that former vocalist at our high school has taken her to the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Metropolitan Opera House. Previous to her debut at the Metropolitan Opera House, Maggie was in New York City for more than a month rehearsing for the opera, Peter Grimes. She was a covering role for Auntie, which meant it was her responsibility to be prepared to jump into any musical or any staging, any rehearsals or any performances with little or no notice. Maggie has had a chance to work with conductors and vocalists from Australia, a tenor from Britain, a baritone from Czechoslovakia, as well as American vocalists. Going from Geneseo to New York City has been a whirlwind for Maggie, but she has never lost sight of her goal, to be a working artist. She graduated from GHS in 1997 when the high school was known as J.D. Darna. While in high school, Ms. Grisiak was involved in speech team, theater, choirs, and madrigals. In high school, she studied piano and voice with her instructor, Pam Edwards. After high school, Maggie attended Blackhawk College for 2 years, where she sang in madrigal with jazz combo as well as other choirs. She said the most influential and important time in her life, though, was when she was at Western Illinois University in Macomb. There she studied and earned a degree in music therapy while on scholarship at the college. Ms. Grisiak completed her degree at WIU and spent a year interning in the music therapy department, a school for kids with special needs in New York. She earned her master's in music performance literature from the Eastman School of Music, a pretty prestigious place in Rochester, New York. That was in 2005, and she went on to study and training programs with the San Francisco Opera, the Des Moines Metro Opera, Wolf Trap Opera Center, as well as the Aspen Opera Center. Meg met her husband, Chad Sandys, in 2015 while she was in Seattle, Washington. The couple was married in 2018. Maggie and her husband have careers that take them from both coasts So they split their time between Seattle and Brooklyn, New York. When her contract is complete at the Met, Grzyak plans to go home to Seattle for a couple of weeks before leaving in Minnesota. So actually today, that's where Maggie is, and we're really saddened that she wasn't able to be with us tonight. Maggie said in a story written by our beloved Claudia Laux, "When I'm singing in a new city, I love to explore, try the local food, check out the museums or other areas of interest. Having frequented donut shops in about every city I've worked in, I can confidently say that the Geneseo Donut Shop is the absolute best." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the 2023 Hall of Fame, Miss Maggie Grzyak. Our next recipient is Earl Horn. And he is not only an Air Force pilot, but he was also a prisoner of war, as I will state in his story, and earned a Purple Heart. Horn graduated from Geneseo Township High School. Yeah, students, it used to be called Geneseo Township High School. In 1936, he went on to serve our country after a short time at the Midland Coal Mine in Atkinson. How many of you remember that? He was stationed in the Infantry Division in Fort Sheridan, Illinois, and this was at the beginning of his service. When war was declared after Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, Horn enlisted in the Army Air Corps as a mechanic. He will continue his training after that and ran Tool. A short time later, he enters cadet training in California. And by January 4 of 1943, he's earned his wings and the right to fly planes. He was commissioned as a second lieutenant and was trained on the B-17 bomber. His bomber was named the Flying Fortress. It was a heavy bomber that was developed in the 1930s. It was strategic. It was a fighting machine for the United States. The crew of the Flying Fortress had just 10 men aboard. Lieutenant Horn and his crew of Little Horns were attached to the 388th Bombing Group of the 560th Squadron in the United States Air Force. They were based at Station 136 in England. The crew would fly their first combat mission in 1943, a bombing over Amsterdam, Holland. And at that time, they hit what was called the Fokker Air Force Factory. On July 26th, crew was scheduled for their third combat mission. And over the target, they released a payload of bombs. It was there Horn and his crew were shot down and were captured in 1944. He was held as a prisoner of war until 1946. Horn and several other prisoners had attempted to escape many times. If you've ever heard of The Great Escape, in which Steve McQueen starred in, that story is written after his group. After his release, he would leave the Air Force with a Purple Heart and the rank of Major. Earl Horn has ventured off the green fields of Geneseo to serve our country with honor. He will always have a special place in flying history in the Maple City. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Earl Horn to the Hall of Fame. Our next inductee is Elohim Taylor. On Thursday, June 15 of 1871, the first class graduated from Geneseo High School. Remember that for all your trivia nights. This was the first class to graduate Henry County, and Elohim Taylor was named the valedictorian. Elohim Taylor is best known as an author and a Geneseo historian. She collected valuable data concerning pioneers of Henry County and places of historic interest. Her data is stored in the county courthouse in Cambridge, together with World War service records of veterans from Henry County. The major portion of her collection is made up of letters, reminiscences, town and township histories obtained by Elohim Taylor. in the 19th century and the earliest 20th century. Along with these are autobiographies and biographies, which are sketches of the old settlers of Henry County, of Theodore Davenport, George Bradenburg, and others. Also included are the programs and the bylaws of the old settlers, dating from the same period. In addition, there are 2 records for the Henry County Sunday School Association, which date from 1912 to 1939. The material has since been transferred to Western Illinois University. Ella Mae Hume, she established the Geneseo chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, February 6 of 1889. She took the initiation steps and serves as the chapter's regent for the first 12 years. More than 70 years, Ella Hume was a loyal member of the Congregational Church, which was formed by her ancestors. To her, it represented the foundation of the religious and social structure of the entire community. In addition to her leadership roles, Ms. Hume Taylor went above and beyond to publish eloquent and unprecedented accounts of the early life, connecting us all to unique core beliefs on which Geneseo was founded. Ella Hume Taylor was the daughter of Dr. Stephen T. Hume and Pamela Stewart. Her grandfather, Roderick R. Stewart, was one of the first 38 pioneers who founded Geneseo Colony in 1836. Ella Hume Taylor died on February 26 of 1933 at the age of 81 and is buried in Oakwood Cemetery. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hall of Fame, Ella Hume Taylor. For most of you, this will be a name you recognize, and it's my honor to induct Barry Snodgrass into the Hall of Fame tonight. Mr. Barry Snodgrass graduated from Geneseo High School in 1973. While in high school, he was involved as president of the Cooperative Education Program, Student Council, Wrestling, Golf, Student Library Assistant, Band, and was a member of the Black Knights Drum and Bugle Corps. After high school, he went on to Western Illinois University, where he obtained a Bachelor of Science degree. After college, he came home to Geneseo and worked in the family road construction business, Snodgrass, Inc. Having aspirations to own a business that was year-round and not seasonal, he purchased the established Becker & Becker plumbing, heating, and cooling business in 1991. Mr. Snodgrass has been very active in the Geneseo community, serving Geneseo Rotary as past president and youth exchange officer, the Isaac Walton League, the National Wild Turkey Federation, chairman of the Geneseo chapter, and the Chamber of Commerce. He has memberships with the Masons, Stewart Lodge, and the Scottish Rite Lodge in Moline. He has served Grace United Methodist Church on various committees and has volunteered his time to coach youth middle school and high school soccer. Mr. Snodgrass has served the Geneseo School District on the Geneseo Endowment for Excellence in Education and as president of the Geneseo School Facility Enhancement Foundation. He has served at the Geneseo School Board from 1997 to present. His words of wisdom: everything is worth working for. There are no perfect jobs, no perfect marriages, or no perfect lives that do not require work to be the best. If you do it, make it your best. Have pride in what you have done. Make your word the same as writing it in stone. Give back those things that have gotten you where you are and become a part of what you have put into it. Mr. Snodgrass is married to Lori Betcher Snodgrass. They have 2 daughters. Hillary, who graduated from Geneseo in 99, and Ashley, who graduated in 03. He is now enjoying his time in Arizona. He enjoys hunting, fishing, and spending time with family. And we're so happy he's had that chance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Barry Snodgrass. Harold Newman. I'm sure some of you, if you were an aviation buff, anything like that, have heard this name in this community already. Harold Newman, a farm boy from Geneseo, was an aviation pioneer during the golden age of flying. He learned how to fly in 1926 in Moline and honed his skills in a Jenny that he kept in a hangar at his parents' farm. In 1928, Newman traded the Jenny for a travel air and entered his first air race that following year just down the road in Kewanee. Also in 1929, he moved to the Chicago area where he began to teach flight school while participating in air shows. In the early 1930s, Newman barnstormed the nation. This was an amazing feat for a man that was afraid of heights and afraid of learning to fly when he was younger. To overcome this phobia, he would climb rung after rung at a slow pace to the top of the farm windmill. He would sit atop looking over the edge. He once threw a goose over the edge to see how it would fly. He lived by his words, never give up. His reputation as an outstanding airman grew, and by 1933 he was flying competitively for Benny Howard, the Chicago-based design manufacturer racer. Newman competed in the 1933 American Air Races, held in conjunction with the Century of Progress show in Chicago. In 1935, he flew 2 Howard planes in the 1935 National Air Races in Cleveland. For his achievements, he was then awarded the Collier Trophy for most accomplished aviation and was named Air Race Pilot of the Year. In 1936, he temporarily set aside his dangerous flying and took a position with TWA, which he held for 35 years before his mandatory requirement. He probably would have drove that plane forever. He became a DC-2 pilot and moved up to captain. Following his retirement from TWA, he was active in the International Aerobic Club, IAC, flying his 1941 monocoupe, the Little Mulligan. Ladies and gentlemen, he is acknowledged for his accomplishments in the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum under the exhibit of Golden Age Flight. Newman was inducted in the National Aviation Hall of Fame in New York and the International Club of Hall of Fames and Illinois Aviation Hall of Fame. Throughout his career, Newman has been known for mentoring and collaborating young pilots. Harold passed away July 5 of 1995 at the age of 89. We salute him for his contributions to aviation and air racing. Tonight, accepting this award on behalf of Harold Newman is Fred Majorkirth and Angie Snook. Thank you. Now everybody knows I love to play golf, so I love this guy. Robert E. Ford. Robert, and he's preferred to be called Bob, graduated from Geneseo High School in 1941. He served in the U.S. Army in India during World War II. He graduated from the University of Illinois in 1948, where he was a member of the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity. Mr. Ford carried through on the purpose of the fraternity he was a part of while he was in Illinois. The purpose, if you do research into it, of Alpha Gamma Rho is to make better men. and through them, a broader and better agriculture. A broader outlook on the part of agricultural men through fellowship in the international organization that stands for the best social, mental, and moral development. Mr. Ford retired as president of C.D. Ford's and Son in 1986. C.D. Ford's is now a fifth-generation family business specializing in corn, soybeans, alfalfa wheat, lawn products, sod, and cover crop seed. He also built and operated Ford Hills Golf Course, now known as Sugar Maple. Bob loved to play the game of golf, and in 1978 began the construction of the 9-hole golf course on some company-owned farmland. The course opened for business in May of 1979. After opening the course, it became the home course for the GHS boys team. The course was sold in the early 90s, and he remained as a consultant to the new owners until his death in October of 1997. And then, as I said earlier, the course is now operating as Sugar Maple Club. As I read into the life of Bob Ford, it became clear his blood ran green. Bob was the voice of the Geneseo Maple Leafs football team. From 1963 to 1973, he served 12 years as a member and past president of the Geneseo School Board. He was past president of the Geneseo Little League, served on the Geneseo Junior High School Task Force, Geneseo Christmas in April, Geneseo Zoning Board, former member of the Geneseo Development Board, Geneseo Chamber of Commerce, and was the general chairman to the Geneseo Subsequennial Celebration. It's easy for me to say, isn't it? All things Geneseo. Like I said earlier, he really ran his blood green. He loved his community and he loved the school. Mr. Ford was also an active member of the First Congregational Church, past president of Kiwanis, and a member of the Richmond Hill Players, and acted in several of their productions. He was a member of the Hammond Henry Hospital Auxiliary as a volunteer. In 1944, he married Monita Lewis. Monita passed away in 2005. They had 3 children: Linda, Michael Menner, Carolyn, Chris Gillette, and Jeff and Penny Ford, and 6 grandchildren. They also have an American foreign exchange student and daughter-in-law, and probably call their 2 children their grandchildren. Joining us tonight to accept the award on Bob's behalf is his son Jeff and their granddaughter. Jack Brown, the man synonymous with the teaching zoo. He's laughing already. For decades. Retired from the Santa Fe College in June 30th of 2010. There was no telltale sign that Mr. Brown would end up as a zoo director. As a child, he dreamed of maybe being a paleontologist. After graduation, Jack attended Western Illinois University. He earned a bachelor's degree in earth science with an emphasis on paleontology. His master's degree was in zoology, and he'll tell you right now he's a zoologist. Covering all the sciences with those 2 degrees. His master's thesis was quite groundbreaking. There was a number of invertebrates, including corals, who have algae living within them. In 1972, no one had proven what the real relationship was. Jack found it was mutualism. The animal and the plant were codependent in this relationship. This revolutionized the understanding of coral reefs and will be found in several of relational notes in many biology textbooks today. In 1974, he joined the staff of Santa Fe College in the department called Biological Parks Program, a program for training students to work with wild animals in captivity. In 1985, he became the senior professor in the program, now called Zoo Animal Technology, as well as the director of the Santa Fe College Teaching Zoo. He was able to assemble a team and made a program that later became nationally recognized. In 1977, the program began to grow as graduates spread the word. When Jack took over as director, he expanded the zoo staff and included other animals to be housed there. During an interview in June of 2010, Jack said, "We have become more a part of a zoo. Our relationship with Disney Animal Kingdom has blossomed nicely." In 2004, he was chosen Santa Fe's Professor of the Year. That meant he would take part in a series of lessons that would be presented before a board of judges. Jack was chosen as the 2005 Florida Professor of the Year. The chairman of the Department of Natural Sciences said this of Mr. Brown: "He is the most positive, upbeat person I've ever met. He is also responsible for getting the zoo connected with the professional animal parks and build relationships with SeaWorld and the Animal Kingdom, to the point where their representatives now interview our grads for their jobs." Jack wrote, "I certainly had a dream job, being able to teach about animals to some of the brightest students from all over the country. Since retiring 12 years, he still continues to volunteer at the Florida Museum of Natural History and the Paleontology Lab, identifying and cataloging fossils. He married his college sweetheart." That's his words, Barb. They have 2 grown children, Meredith and David, and 4 grandchildren. Jack spent over 25 years in home repair in the Appalachian Mountains. He worked with several church projects there. He's been able to travel quite a bit and loves spending some time with his wife, and maybe not sometimes with his wife. Please welcome to the mic, Mr. Jack Brown.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Let me get this out of your way.
Well, as I said to a few people, I'm afraid my high school counselor is sitting up in his grave going, "Him? Really? Him?" What I can say to the scholars here tonight is you are so much further along in your educational careers than I was at your age. Really, really congratulations. I couldn't be more proud of GHS and looking at these faces and all these scholars. Amazing. Good job. Miss Samuelson, Miss Gladhart, Mrs. Reiser, Mrs. Winnicke, Mr. Scranton, Miss Morrow, those were my teachers, grades 1 through 6. They laid the foundations for what Jack Brown was going to become. Probably the biggest kudos go to Miss Gladhart, though, because she got me interested in my very first passion, reading. From there, my next passion, learning about animals, learning about nature, was a clear shot. All the way through high school, or rather through junior high school, and I have to admit, I have to apologize to my junior high school math teachers. I wasn't the best of students, but I made it through. Into high school, and eventually into college, with some really pointed pushes from the Lord, and some help from my wonderful wife, Barbara, I ended up at Santa Fe College. And I got to do something that thrilled me every single day. Of course, I got to go to the zoo every day. But every day was a challenge because I got to work with students. And I got to share my passion, which was educating people about animals and about nature. So for you, when you finally find your passions and your talents, remember this town, this community, these schools, and those teachers. And remember, it's incumbent upon you to pay it forward. That you've got to do that. You have to become the mentor, the guide, the teacher to the next group of scholars. It's most important. For me, this community, Geneseo, these schools, the teachers will be forever engraved on my heart. I am so humbled by this award, words can't describe. Thank you so much. God bless.
Our final inductee is Colonel Moon Mark Milne. Colonel Milne graduated from Geneseo High School in 1978. Following graduation, he attended Southern Illinois University in Carbondale on an Air Force scholarship with a pilot cadet selection post-graduation. After achieving a Bachelor of Science at SIU, in May of 1983, he entered the Air Force as a commissioned second lieutenant and began undergraduate pilot training at Vance Air Force Base in Oklahoma. Earning his wings in 1984, he was then assigned to the Hallam Air Force Base for fighter lead-in training, earning the Distinguished Graduate Award. Fairchild and Homestead Air Force Bases for land, resistance, and water survival, then MacDill Air Force Base for F-16 Viper training. Moon graduated F-16 training, again earning a Distinguished Graduate Award for top F-16 pilot in an 18-man class. Air Force assignments for the next 33 years would take him to Korea, to Germany, to Las Vegas. While he was in Nevada, he attended the equivalent to a doctorate degree in weapons, tactics, and instructor pilot. Following weapons school, Moon moved to Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix, Arizona, then into the Air Force Base at Sprengdahlem Air Force in Germany, before transitioning to the Air National Guard at the 162nd Fighter Wing in Tucson, Arizona, for his final 16 and a half years of duty. In 1997, Moon earned a master's degree in aerospace science from Embry-Riddle University. Awards earned: United States Air Force Europe Fighter Pilot of the Year, 56th Fighter Wing Luke Air Force Base Instructor Pilot of the Year, North American Aerospace Defense Commander Fighter Pilot in the year of 2010, numerous Top Gun awards for bombing and gunnery skills. Moon has participated in combat operations in Operation Desert Storm, Operation Provide Comfort, Operation Northern Watch, Operation Allied Force, and Operation Noble Eagle. Thank you for your service. In May of 2016, after 33 years in military service, Moon retired from the United States Air Force and the Air National Guard, achieving a total of 5,569 flying hours, of which 4,569 hours were flown in an F-16. This 33-year involvement earned him Colonel. The Air Force Meritorious Service Award with the 3 Oak Leaf Cluster, Air Medal, Aerial Achievement, Medal with Silver, Oak Leaf Cluster, Commendation Medal for Silver Oak Leaf Cluster, Achievement Medal, Combat Readiness Medal, National Defense Medal, Southwest Asian Medal, Kosovo Campaign Medal, Global War on Terrorism Medal, and the Humanitarian Service Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to please welcome Mr. Moon Mark Milne to the stage.
So as you get older, and after you've read technical orders, you kind of need to wear glasses. It's the only thing, well, besides my knee, that I've lost. I am humbled to receive this award from the Geneseo Distinguished Alumni Hall of Fame Board of Directors. I thank you very much. Never thought of something like this coming back to my high school and giving this speech, but I would like to thank my beautiful wife, Michelle, my daughter, Nicole, her husband, Anthony, my grandsons, Ethan and Hudson, my son, Ralph, his wife, Haley, my other grandchildren from Haley and Ralph, Talon, Landry, and Kobe. In addition, my dear close friends, Mama Grace and her daughter, Cheryl Godwin, who came in to see this tonight. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to come out here and do this. I also would like to thank my oldest son, Marcus, my grandson, Ian, my daughter, Jessica, my daughter, Antonia, grandchildren, Zelly, Allie, and Robert, all those back in Tucson, which got to see snow this morning of 3 inches of snow over last night. Tucson. So during the writing of my remarks, I was thinking how fortunate I was to only have attended one school district. So I started in kindergarten, and I graduated in 1978 from Geneseo Darnell High School. Pretty nice to be able to be in one school, all of the teachers, all of the coaches, the city, and all of the owners of businesses in town all had positive things to say and helped prepare me for where I needed to go and how I needed to do it. It was nice to have positive things as I went along, pats on the back, if you will, and jobs, and be to work on time, and to have all those things to develop the discipline and the ability to have confidence in self to go forward and do what I needed to do. I'm very fortunate that I got a chance to serve my country and to fly F-16s around the world. I have flown an single-seat F-16 with a single engine over 84% of the Earth. I'm missing 3,369 miles, that being from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to Bangkok, Thailand. I missed that part of the world. I've been stationed in over 22 nations, 4 in the Pacific, 15 European, and 3 in the Middle East. Seeing the world, meeting people, has been truly amazing for me. There are 7 P's that I'd like to leave you with. Kids, proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. You can plan as much as you want, but if you don't have all the facts and all the boundaries, you're not going to be able to succeed. So, I leave you with this thought. Have a plan A, and please have a plan B when A doesn't work. My plan A all along, after meeting Ed White in 1966, I got a chance to go to Chicago. Ed White had just come back from Gemini 4, walking in space. And I got a chance to meet him, get an autograph, and ask him what it was like to float in space. Talked me through the whole thing. He goes, you got to become a fighter pilot first, and then you have to go off and see the world, and you have to come back and figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Okay. Circle the world a little bit. In 1998, I got a chance to meet Buzz Aldrin, second man to walk on the moon. I got chosen by my squadron, the 2-2 Stingers, which just happened to be the same squadron that Colonel Ed White was in back in the 50s. Buzz Aldrin was also a member of the 2-2 Stingers. So Buzz Aldrin was coming back to attend and say thank you for all of us going out there and being fighter pilots. We had just gotten back from Yugoslavia. So we had just gone to combat in Allied force and come back. So we were having like a nice, hey, we're back to our families. Let's have a little fun. We brought Buzz Aldrin in. I got a chance to go meet him. I walk up to him. I say, hey, Colonel Arnold, my name is Moon Mellon, and no, you cannot walk on me. So how do you go forward from Geneseo, farm community, and set yourself into the future and go the right path to get where you need to go? Well, it all starts with a dream. It all continues with a goal. And then you have to have those individuals that are willing to set the example answer your questions truthfully, and set you on the proper path. So with that, I will leave you with this. Anthony Robbins, great motivational speaker, said this: because we all have limitless potential for success, there is a powerful driving force inside every human being that, once unleashed, can make any vision, dream, or desire reality. I offer my experiences for those that want to become pilots, that want to serve in the military, whether it be any branch. I'll tell you how to get there and what to do. I will also, according to Ray Goforth, only listen to those who are already where you want to be. There are two types of people who will tell you that you can't achieve your goals. Those that are afraid to try, and those that are afraid you're going to succeed. Find those individuals, those leaders, the ones you look up to, that can answer your questions truthfully as you go forward with your paths to reach your goals and to fill all your dreams. Congratulations to you. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to recognize the staff with us this evening that have impacted the lives of students in our district. If you are a member of the Geneseo School District staff, please stand and be recognized. I now invite Henry Lehman, Vice President of NHS, to the podium to tell you more about the National Honor Society and the criteria needed to be inducted as a member.
I want to thank Colonel Milham for introducing me to the 7 Ps, although I will confess I don't know if I properly planned for this, so my performance may be piss poor. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of our NHS chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you two are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. This evening's ceremony indicates the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to strong academic records, which establish the eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities, including peer tutoring and dance marathon. Dance marathon is this weekend, and we are hopeful we will reach our goal of $25,000. We are proud of our accomplishments, and we welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as NHS members. Membership in the Geneseo High School chapter of the National Honor Society is earned by effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. In order to become a member of NHS, a student must have a cumulative GPA of at least 3.2, be actively involved in school activities, be a dependable leader, and show admirable character. I would now like to ask London folks to come back to the podium. Thank you, everyone.
National Technical Honor Society is an honor society for outstanding career and technical students of workforce vocational education institutions in the United States. The goal of the society is to see that deserving technical students be recognized and that the people of the community become aware of the talents and abilities of the young people who choose technical education pathways to a successful future. There are 7 attributes that are required by each inducted NTHS member: skill, honesty, service, responsibility, scholarship, citizenship, and leadership. Each student up here possesses all 7 of these outstanding qualities. The requirements to become a member include the following: a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0, at least 4 semesters of vocational courses taken, no major rule infractions, and they must be a positive, hardworking representative of the vocational department. The official model of the organization is success favors the prepared mind. The overall purpose of the National Technical Honor Society is to promote the ideals of service, leadership, and skill development among America's future workforce. At this time, I would like to welcome Isaac Betcher to the podium.
The Illinois Student Assistance Commission gives the State Scholar designation annually. The criteria for Illinois State Scholar is for senior students who are in the top half of the graduating classes and scored at or above the 95th percentile nationally on the ACT or SAT. Please stand if you are an Illinois State Scholar. And now, I'd like to invite Jocelyn Reisner back to the podium.
AP Scholar Criteria. The AP program recognizes high school students who have demonstrated outstanding college-level achievement through performance on multiple AP exams. The award of AP Scholar is granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. Please stand if you are an AP Scholar. The recognition of AP Scholar with honors is granted to students who have received scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more AP exams. Please stand if you are an AP Scholar with honors. Finally, the recognition of AP Scholar with distinction is granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more AP exams. Please stand if you are an AP Scholar with distinction. Now I would like to introduce Reed Fontenot to the podium for the NHS Pledge.
Hello, my name is Reed Fontenot, and I will lead all NHS members in saying our pledge. Please stand if you are an NHS member. I will read one line and the members will repeat after me. I pledge to uphold, the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. And will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. I'd now like to welcome Lexi Monty to the podium.
Please stand if you are a member of NTHS. I will read one line and members will repeat after me. As a member of the National Technical Honor Society, I pledge to maintain the highest standard of personal conduct. I will apply myself to continue a record of scholastic achievement, and I will strive for excellence in all aspects of my education. I will invest my talents, my skills, and my knowledge in a career of my own choosing, and shall always endeavor to uphold my obligations as a citizen of my community and my country. I would like to welcome Jocelyn and Henry back to the podium.
I would now like to introduce Rachel Oberly, a representative of Central Bank. We will now present all certificates and scholarships. Please hold applause until the last name is read. Please rise. Chloe Allwood. Ethan Anthony. Sarah Barrett. Danielle Beach. Alex Belanger. Jesselyn Belville. Emily Bender. Julian Beneke. Isaac Betcher. Tara Baumlady. Brooke Boone. Emily Bopes. Reagan Bopes. Chloe Boss. Megan Bowers. Russell Brown. Aubrey Brumball. Josephina Bull. Anna Calabria. Thomas Carlin. Lonnie Couture. Morgan Clairhout. Taylor Clark. Nash Clements. Connor Coleman. Daniel Coleman. Logan Corrigan. Lynn Cotty. Matthew Daly. Taylor Davis. Emma DeBain. Olivia Derricks. Kelsey Dilly. Noah Disterhoff. Tyson Duda. Lainey Dunker. Nathan Dunker. Addison Dykstra. Reagan Erickson. Ethan Ernst. Brielle Itori. Jade Flowers. Reed Fontenoy. Allison Ford. Jason Foss. Abigail Frank. Jenna Friedoff. Jonna Fulcher. London Folks. Tyler Gale. Alyssa Gentry. Elijah Green. Emma Jean Green. Zaria Green. Allison Griffin. Nolan Griffith. Tate Hager. Riley Hallendorf. Emily Hart. Connor Helke. Bryce Henderson. Millie Hankhouse. Violet Hudson. Catherine Ho. Kaya Holke. Jasmine Horn. Easton Holtman. Alicia Ibanez. Victoria Jarvis. Luke Johnson. Alexa Jolly. Alex Jones. Addison Jorgensen. April Kelly. Mia Kelly. Cadence Hughes. Hope Crone. Sierra Kruger. Taylor Kruger. Sarah Lawrence. Henry Lehman. Sorry. Macy Litherland. Kaylee Littig. Mason Lovig. Kylie Martins. Jack Majorkirth. Lexi Monty. Olivia Marshall. Landon Marshall, Kay McAvoy, Samuel McQuarrie, Isabel McDaniel,
Emery McDowell, Seth McIntyre Ball, Cooper McKay, Georgia McIlvain, Taylor Minner, Alexis Moore, Hayden Moore, Samuel Mossbarger, Andrew Nelson, Connor Nelson, Gavin Ninke, Ava Nightingale, Carly Norton, Madison Oaks, Riley Ott, Logan Palmer, Josephine Peters, Calvin Pettit, Ella Pettit, Addison Pischke, Megan Plumley, Braden Poseen. Reed Preston, Riley Preston, E. Ramp, Jacob Rapps, Jackson Reed, Jocelyn Reisner, Alex Rick, Isabella Ringberg, Gia Ritter, Madeline Roberts, Samuel Robinson, Nathan Ryerson, Madison Scott, Caitlin Seaman, Josephine Sheehan, Madison Sims, Kayla Simpson, Madison Skelton, Alex Slaymaker, Addison Smith, Easton Smith, Tristan Smith, Jack Snyder, Sydney Spindle, Hayden Spranger. Joshua Steins, Autumn Stevens, Zachary Stager, Timothy Stoll, Emma Stone, Hannah Stroud, Paige Swain, William Taylor, Micah Taney, Amelia Vandemore, Courtney Vandevoordy, Aubrey Van Kierbrock, Cade Van Opdorp, Delaney Van Rickey, Annabelle Velos, Nathan Venneberg, Eric Vergain, Adam Weller, Tessa Wolebski, Ashlyn Williamson, Emily Wilson, Ann Worth, Kirsten Zimmerman. All right, and I would now like to welcome Mrs. Bertelsen. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Sarah Bertelsen, the sponsor of NHS, and I'm here to present the award for the Gail Ryan National Honor Society. Gail was not able to be here tonight, so she asked me to do this. The Gail Ryan National Honor Society Award has been given for 28 years. When Mrs. Ryan was an NHS advisor, she created a new system to elect members during their junior year to then be in an active chapter during their senior year. When she retired from teaching, Principal Ted McAvoy asked the school board to establish the annual Gail Ryan National Honor Society Award. Each year, the senior NHS members select the person in their chapter who best represents the 4 NHS qualifications: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. The senior NHS member to receive the 2023 Gail Ryan NHS Award is Jocelyn Reisner. I would now like to welcome Mr. Tom Ryerson to the podium.
Good evening, I'm Tom Ryerson, principal of Geneseo High School. The James D. Darnell Memorial Scholarship is awarded each year to a senior member of the National Honor Society who is outstanding in character, service, leadership, and academics. Congratulations to the 2023 James D. Darnell Memorial Scholarship winner, Tyler Gale. Thank you for attending this evening. Can we please give Mrs. Bertelsen and Mrs. Litton a round of applause for being our sponsors? On behalf of the faculty and staff at Geneseo High School, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you for attending our Scholar Night. It was wonderful to see so many of you come out to support your children and celebrate their academic achievements. The success of our students is a result of the combined efforts of the school and our families. We're grateful for the opportunity to work with such a committed group of parents and guardians who share a vision for academic excellence. Your presence tonight made it all the more special and meaningful for our scholars. Congratulations to our students, and have a wonderful evening.